Hello, I'm Mark from Productive Computing and Productive Computing University. Thanks for joining us in this lesson. Wanted to share with you a lesson excerpt from a larger course called AI Essentials for FileMaker Developers. This course is especially geared for those who are brand new to the world of AI and you are already finding yourself confused, overwhelmed, and perhaps even a little reluctant to get started. Our strategy here is to teach you AI integration using both the traditional methods, whereby we directly connect to providers like OpenAI, as well as teaching you the new built-in scripts and functions that Claris provides us to integrate AI out of the box. So you can expect to learn everything you need to know in order to immediately integrate AI within your own solutions, including lessons for summarizing data, providing sentiment analysis, working with memory, storing two-way conversations and their context, DDL structure for specific JSON return values, and more. Then we have a dedicated section of the course where we learn state-of-the-art AI using Google Gemini and its exciting multi-modal capabilities. You'll learn how to analyze pictures for a complete and detailed analysis, and you'll be able to take audio and have that transcribed and turned into text and immediately then translated to another language, all in a single call. You'll learn how to conduct live searches within your queries, providing you with up-to-the-minute accurate data automatically woven into your results. Okay, now on to the free lesson from the course. Introduction to AI. So when we think of the term AI or artificial intelligence, it means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. And without context, you might get lost into knowing exactly which way is up. So in this lesson, we are going to define two types of AI, what I'm calling consumer-based AI, which is AI that does not require a development skill. No development is required, no computer programming languages, no API keys. It's something that any human with a computer or a mobile device can take advantage of. I'll show you examples of this, but one that comes to mind is Apple Intelligence on an iPhone. Another example is Amazon's Alexa. These are all forms of AI that we can take advantage of today without knowing how to work with it directly or how to integrate it into our own customizable apps. In fact, we'll be taking a good deal of time talking about OpenAI's ChatGPT for the use of a sidekick module for you as a FileMaker developer. We'll be spending a good amount of time working with AI, and this sets the stage for what it's like to work when you actually integrate those tools with an actual custom app that you're making. The other kind of AI we're talking about in this course is the developer AI, which requires development skills, which requires API keys, knowledge of application programming languages, knowledge of JSON to move data back and forth. You'll actually be weaving AI into your own custom solution. So obviously the vast majority of the lessons will be talking about that, but we will spend a good amount of time on consumer AI as well. So without further ado, let's set the stage so you can kind of see the difference here, and I can show you and demonstrate how this all works. So consumer AI is available to everyone. It's easy to use and access, and it doesn't require you to be a developer. Developer AI, on the other hand, is specifically designed for developers requiring code to utilize. That is programming code. You have to be a computer programmer in order to work with it. Now, you don't necessarily have to learn complex languages like C++ or any other advanced Java. You don't even need to know JavaScript in order to take advantage of AI, but you do need to know some basics, and you will likely need JSON along the way, JSON text formatting skills and knowledge. Yes, that you will need, but you won't need to do any heavy-duty language like C++. Of course, sky's the limit. You can get as robust as you want when you're integrating AI, but FileMaker makes a lot of that easy, and you'll see that here as the lessons and sections of this course evolve and develop. Okay, so let's talk about consumer AI. Some of this will be obvious, but some of it may not be. So I'll bring up a chart here, a workflow or a mind map, if you will. So here we have a listing of consumer-based AI companies. We have Amazon, Apple, OpenAI, Microsoft, Google, and Anthropic. These aren't the only companies that provide consumer-based AI, but these are the big ones and the main ones we think of and probably already have used on a daily basis. So when it comes to Amazon, we're talking about Alexa and its ability to understand and interpret what we talk about and then give us results. So it's a request and response type situation, Ask Alexa a question, you'll get a response. Ask her to do something, and it will do something. Then we have Apple Intelligence, part of our daily lives if you're an iPhone user or an iPad user with a late model device. And with Apple Intelligence, you have an additional bonus, which is it understands your own personal data, so it can act on that, which is quite different than some of the other providers which may not know personal data, such as your appointment schedule or your contacts. Then we have OpenAI, perhaps the elephant in the room, with something called ChatGPT. You can simply go to a web page, sign up for ChatGPT, and begin chatting with it. There's also a downloadable application for your desktop computer and one that runs on mobile devices as well. Now, the interesting thing about ChatGPT here, you can see I have green arrows connecting it to Apple and Microsoft. ChatGPT is so good and so strong that giant companies like Apple and Microsoft decided to incorporate ChatGPT with OpenAI versus building their own large language model. And both companies are quite capable. They have the resources and the funds to do so, but they chose to integrate rather than build from scratch. And I find that interesting because when you think about the history of the desktop computer, it's always been Apple and Windows, or Microsoft and Apple products going head to head. Now they're both utilizing the same engine, so in a sense they're on even playing fields in terms of capability at the root level. Then Microsoft has Microsoft Copilot. Again, this is a consumer-based option. You can go right now to any Windows 11 machine or higher. There's a button right down below that says AI or Copilot. You click on it, and then you start chatting with the Copilot mechanism and ask questions, get responses. Google, very similar, something called Gemini, which is available readily. You just do a Google search for Gemini. Up comes a link. Click on the link, start chatting with Gemini. And then Anthropic, you do have to sign up as a user, but you can use the Claude AI chat assistant. And all of this is readily available without a single scratch of development needed. Your grandmother could do this sort of thing. It's very easy to work with these models, very easy to work with AI and get full advantage of it. Obviously, this list, some have different features, some can work with pictures, some can make pictures, some and most actually have paid accounts where you can get more features, more functionality, and more requests in a given time frame, so more quantity. But these are all consumer-based AI sources. Now, you might discount that and say, well, I can't utilize any of that to connect to my system. But if you work with these systems and chat with them, you get an understanding for their capability and how they might respond differently from one to another with the same exact question, also known as a prompt. Okay, so that's the consumer-based AI list. Let's go to the developer-based AI list. Okay, on this list, you'll see that we have some of the same players. I changed the order around a little bit on purpose so that we can see how these work together. We have OpenAI. Same company as the one that provides ChatGPT. The distinction here is that once you have an API key to OpenAI and you have development skills, you can work with various models. Not only the ChatGPT 4 family or above, you have the DALL-E, which is image creation, Whisper, which takes audio files and turns them into text. You have TTS, which is text to speech, so you can take actual text that you type and turn that into spoken word. And then you have embeddings, which we'll talk about later in this course, where we'll use those embeddings to vectorize our data and train our own data in FileMaker. So notice I also have a green line here pointing to Microsoft Azure, because if you work with Microsoft Azure and their AI components, you're actually also tying into OpenAI on the back end. They, again, take advantage of OpenAI's engine for a lot of their resources. They also have various models that may or may not use OpenAI. They have MS Cognitive, MS Machine Learning, MS OpenAI, which I already mentioned, and others, several others. In fact, there's a wide variety of things you can do with the Microsoft Azure AI components. Google Cloud AI has various models like Gemini, Vertex AI, Diagflow, Vision AI. And once you work with these APIs, things do get more complicated because you now have to determine, okay, not only do you have to get an API key and understand how to make a query and how to get a response from it, but you're also having to wonder and understand the different engines and the different types of integration strategies, because there's GPT and then there's other models that specialize in different things. based on whatever it is you need. Some specialize in OCR, some specialize in image creation, some specialize in audio management, some specialize in video management. It all depends on what it is you're looking to do, and you may have to mix and match to get to your end result. Then we have AWS, also known as Amazon Web Services. Various models like SageMaker, Lex, and Rekognition are all available, plus a wide variety of others as well. Amazon is a very vast and robust platform for all kinds of things, not just AI, but they are no strangers to the world of AI and machine learning. Then we have Anthropic, which is another company. They keep it to Claude. There might be others with Anthropic, but that's the one we think of most. Anthropic was created and founded by people that at one point or another worked with OpenAI or worked at OpenAI or founded OpenAI. So in a sense, they're related. The key here is that Anthropic set themselves apart from being the AI company that has the most concern over security, privacy, and proper use of AI. So that's sort of their claim to fame, but they have strong engines and they compete toe-to-toe with these others. Then we have Cohere, which is another AI provider with various models, Cohere API, Re-Ranker, and Embed API. Now, next we have IBM Watson. You've probably heard of Watson. It's been around for a long time. In a sense, they were one of the first to talk about and popularize machine learning. So they've been around and they're still a player. They have various models such as Watson Assistant, Watson Discovery, Watson Natural Language Understanding. And then Hugging Face, and I put this on here because they are a provider. They're both a company and a community, kind of all rolled into one. They have various models like BERT, GPT, and others. But they're also famous for having this wonderful, robust online community of developers. They also specialize in open source models that can be downloaded and used privately, either with or without FileMaker, so that you don't necessarily have to share your data to these online providers. You can have it completely privatized if you want, and Hugging Face is one of the main places you'd go to get those models and to start working with those libraries. They also provide data sets, which are giant libraries of predefined data, both for training and for evaluation, so you can have some starting point to get meaningful data, sample data, if you will, in mass quantities. So those are the players here for developer-based AI. These are the providers and the various models. So to learn all this and to understand each one would literally take weeks for you to go in there and decide what model is it, how does it work, to experiment with it, make connections to it. There's just a lot that goes into this, much like any other language that you were learning for the first time. So you have to sort of pick one, go with it, and make that your one that you're going to master. In this course, our primary focus will be on OpenAI. This is for two reasons. One, they are very popular right now. They're probably the most popular. They're getting a lot of the attention and a lot of the press worldwide. Their offering is impressive and their price point is palatable. Also, Claris has hooked their wagon to OpenAI as one of the first to directly integrate with. They also have on the list Anthropic and Cohere. So of the list that you're looking at here, OpenAI, Anthropic, and Cohere are the ones you probably want to learn and understand the most because that's what FileMaker will directly integrate with. So you might have some preference going that direction. However, I will say that Google and Microsoft are also very, very compelling offerings. They both have uniquenesses about them. Google is particularly known for having the ability to take the most amount of tokens, the most amount of data, and chew on that and give you data back, where some of these other models are limiting in terms of the total amount of data you can send it per call. And Microsoft has just all kinds of interesting things as well. They have specialty models that do just this or just that, and it's a nice, neat package. For example, they have AI that can work with spelling, that totally specializes in being a spell checker for you. And keep in mind, this is just a loose overview and a starting point. This changes monthly in terms of what they provide, what models they have, who's better than who on a given week or day or month. So take it with a grain of salt. But everything I have listed here has been around for a while and probably will be for years to come. So hopefully this lesson has helped you get oriented on the differences between consumer-based AI, that would be AI that doesn't require a developer's hand in order to incorporate it or to use it on a regular basis for everyday life items, versus developer AI, which does require the skills, in this case, of a FileMaker developer working with those models to make requests and get responses. Also, I hope that this lesson has helped you understand who the main players are. That would be the companies that provide AI, along with their associated models and trade names for what makes each one distinct and unique. So hopefully this will help you understand the landscape of AI a little better. As I mentioned earlier, OpenAI is where we'll be spending most of our time because this is where Claris has emphasized connection points. It's also one of the most popular and flexible AI providers, and it's a great place to start. So whether you're new to AI or looking to deepen your understanding, this course will help you take your FileMaker solutions to the next level, and we're excited to have you join us. If you are interested in this course, you may want to consider investing in the University Bundle, which gives you access to our entire course library for one yearly subscription price. So to learn more, you can find us at productivecomputinguniversity.com. Thanks again for joining us on this video, and we hope to see you in one of our courses, especially if you want to learn AI from the ground up as it works with Claris FileMaker Pro. Love to have you. See you there. Thanks for watching.